Okay, let's take a look. First scene. Spaceballs. The review. We had to emphasize the review part now. Now it says episode number 13, but I really think it should be episode 22, theoretically.
I think it should be 69.
No, probably. Pervert. Now, I like to include a historical conflict, so I'm glad I put it in when George Lucas got his little thing going on. And then I talked about all the rip-offs that came off afterwards. I wanted to include the Italian rip-offs, but I couldn't do that.
I can't really read it from here, but that's okay.
Oh, that's fair.
It looks good so far, though.
I had to sum up the entire plot now in one sentence, which was really odd.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody got that? That was that I'm really proud of, actually. This I like to tie up our little thing. 2 reviewers from the USSS World Builder Studios, Aaron and Tom, go to do the thing. And we're trying to promote the whole Spaceballs 2, Search for More Money. And I already talked about Disney and the 2 hack comedians that want to get that, but EA, I don't know, they already got too much money to begin with.
I thought they were evil.
They are evil. EA, hello. This goes for a long time, don't you think?
Yeah.
It really ought to go faster. I don't know why these Star Wars things have to take too long.
Because they have people who need to read.
Yeah, good point. Well, speaking of which, this is something you'll like immensely. I'm very proud of that part.
If you read this, you don't need glasses.
So, guys, we're on Patreon, where you can donate money to us. Because if you donate money to us, that means we're gonna make Spaceballs 2.
The search for more money.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be big and epic. It's gonna have Hayden Christensen as Lone Star's son. It's gonna have special effects by ILM and Weta.
We'll have a sacrificial scene with Jar Jar Binks.
It's gonna be amazing. Like, Avengers and Star Wars can eat their hearts out.
Exactly. But in the meantime, all I can say is, guys, if you ain't supporting us on that, shame on you.
Yes, go cry in the corner. Talk about
Spaceballs, the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, where to start with this? When you think about, say, like maybe the first ever Mel Brooks film you ever saw, what would it have to be?
Spaceballs.
Exactly. That was the very first That was the very first Mel Brooks film I ever saw as a kid. Was Spaceballs. I was unfortunately though 6 years old, so I didn't get a lot of the humor at the time, and a lot of the swearing my parents had to cover my ears for.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, let's talk about why this film is like an all-time classic to us.
The humor.
The humor is so funny in this. I laughed so many times with this movie. It seems to be like the perfect parody in a way because of its writing, actually. I mean, do we have to even tell the story? It kind of explains itself just by the title, really. It's a Star Wars parody.
Yeah.
But it doesn't just parody Star Wars, it parodies every popular science fiction film at the time there.
Including Alien.
And Star Trek, Planet of the Apes. So wait, is this suggesting that it's canon?
Could be.
Well, all I can say is, no shit. There goes the planet. Transformers. Almost everything, really.
Yes.
And almost everything about this film now is iconic as hell, pretty much.
Yes.
And, little known fact actually, guess who helped to do the effects for this movie also?
Industrial Light and Magic.
Exactly, the same company who also did the Star Wars stuff. Because they contacted George Lucas and they wanted to borrow his company to help do a lot of the effects and stuff, but he said, okay, you can do that, but you can't make any merchandising rights with your stuff. And they said, okay, can we at least make a joke about merchandise in it though? And that's what they did, the whole, Spaceballs the blanket.
Spaceballs the coloring book.
Spaceballs the flamethrower.
The kids love it.
And of course, my personal favorite, Spaceballs the doll. Yogurt.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Adorable. Just adorable. Let's also talk about another staple of these films, the cast of this film.
Yes, they all turn in A-plus performances.
We got Joan Rivers as a sort of sassy C-3PO, pretty much.
We got John Candy as Barf.
Yeah.
Enough said.
And we've also got the president from Independence Day as Lone Star.
Lone Star!
And Rick Moranis as Darth Vader.
Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet. I was also surprised by the actress who played the princess also. Daphne, I forget, Villeneuve, I believe her name is. Now, she's a pretty funny actress. I've seen her only in, like, The Fly 2, but in this one she really shines as sort of like your stereotypical bratty princess that's trying to get away from stuff. But I love the scene where she goes full Rambo on everyone, pretty much.
Yeah.
My hair. He shot my hair. Son of a bitch. That kind of thing.
Not bad.
Not bad for a girl. Hey, that was pretty good for Rambo. But also you can admit that it's got a lot of Mel Brooks' eccentricities because he loves to get that sort of old comedy feel with stuff kind of thing. But it's in a way that it's very relatable, so that's why you have to laugh at it pretty much.
Yeah.
But other than that, what would you have to say was the funniest scene you saw in that film?
They're a lot funny, but I would have to say the scenes with Dark Helmet.
Oh, yes. Oh, bless Rick Moranis. He's given it 100% in that.
It's also very quotable, too.
I know, like, almost every single line you can think about this movie, you can instantly remember it pretty much.
Evil will always triumph,
Because
for good is dumb.
God bless Rick Moranis. He really makes Dark Helmet the most funniest villain I've ever seen, pretty much. I mean, it seems like we got the sort of a Napoleon complex with Darth Helmet, pretty much. Because he's a little tiny dude with a really big hat to cover everything up.
Overcompensation.
Overcompensation, yes.
I see you have your ring, and I also see your Schwartz is bigger than mine.
He said it. I mean, what more to say, really? And I love the way they just sort of tilt it, like... And then they're fighting with the lightsaber things, and they kill one of the crew members.
He did it.
What? And I was also surprised by Lone Star's actor also.
Yeah, Bill Pullman.
I've only known him as the president from Independence Day, so it was kind of nice seeing him in a comedy where he's not taking himself as seriously now. Mm-hmm. And he's having fun with it, man.
Of course he is.
He's got that sort of Han Solo kind of charm about him, about that. I get a feeling that he was supposed to be like the Han Solo character and Luke combined together, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's got some of the really cool lines like, cold don't bother me. Or, well, where was it? That's somewhere in the Ford Galaxy. What can you say, really?
Yeah. And don't forget the Mel Brooks regular, Dom DeLuise as...
No, that was John Candy. Oh, Dom DeLuise, yeah, Dom DeLuise as Pizza the Hut. Well, if it isn't Lone Star. And his sidekick, Puke. Barf. Barf. Puke. Whatever. Interesting fact about that, actually. The effects they used for that. That's actually real pizza they used on that, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently they went to some pizzas and they got the ingredients and they all cooked it on there. Unfortunately, the guy who was in the suit for that said it was the most hottest thing you can ever be in. In fact, so hot that he actually got some burns on his hands, actually.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was that hot inside there, actually.
The things you do for art.
Mm-hmm. But also, another effect is actually with John Candy himself as Barf. Now, not a lot of people know this, but he had to wear this sort of like a backpack on his back with all the equipment that would work with the ears and the tail.
Yep.
And it was really heavy, actually. But John Candy, being a good sport, didn't complain once on the set, actually. Mm-hmm. Oh, John, we miss you.
Yeah, we do.
It's nice to think that even in stuff where you have to suffer for your art, he was still just himself, pretty much.
Yep.
And I almost all these characters are too iconic that almost every of them should get their own separate video about them, kind of, in a way.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're all like, they're all also friends of Mel Brooks, so a lot of them are just there just to work with their buddy, pretty much. Like Joan Rivers, Dick Van Patten, all that guys,
Yep.
was surprised with the amount of cameos they actually got into this film.
Yeah, they got like most of the cast from Alien.
Well, they only got one cast member, John Hurt, to essentially recreate the whole chest burster scene.
Oh no, not again!
And then he starts singing "Hello, My Baby" and everything. And they have to end on the most perfect punchline.
Check, please!
My favorite scene is the scene that kind of does what Mel Brooks films are always known to do: break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
We get this brilliant scene where they're trying to track down the Lone Star, Lone Star, and all those and the gang, and like any of good Mel Brooks films, they have to look at the movie in order to find out. And even Helmut has to like, Colonel Sanders, may I speak with you a minute? How the hell are we watching Spaceballs the movie? We're still in the middle of making it. And then we get the scene where they're trapped there, like they're watching now and all that.
Yeah. Like, we're here now. This is now.
We'll go back to then.
We are then.
What now?
Where this is now.
You see, scenes like that kind of remind me an awful lot like stuff like Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The whole idea about sort of like the perfect scene for people to work off each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings in the breaking the fourth wall thing. Long before Deadpool, may I add, also.
Yeah.
So, props to Mel Brooks for making me go, what the hell, the entire time. What was your favorite thing about Spaceballs now?
I would say the humor.
Exactly, the humor. I mean, it's got some really good writing for it, I'll admit. And I'm not surprised because it's Mel Brooks. He writes all of his scripts pretty much. He's been doing that since he was a writer for Get Smart, the TV show, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's where he got his start, doing spy parodies. And he was so good at that, he said, I want to make more parodies about other genres.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, Fred Bergen-Seltzer. Take notes from Mel Brooks.
Exactly. Or just, don't make movies ever again. Please, for the love of God, don't ever do that.
If you have one thing you... Actually, what do you like about the movie?
What I like about the movie is just how grand it is, because a lot of comedies, especially Mel Brooks, they kind of feel like your average parody thing, but with this thing, they went all out with this. The
Really?
effects are awesome, the costumes are awesome, the actors are funny as hell, the jokes, it feels like top-notch stuff, and it just felt like kind of a comedy you always thought about having, a comedy with the budget of, say, a Hollywood blockbuster, but it has enough humor to know that it's still going to be a comedy at the end of the day, pretty much. It's not trying to be anything grand, it's just trying to be funny. So that's what I really appreciate about this film. And I gotta tell you, ever since I was a kid, I've always been in love with this film. I quote it everywhere I go and all that. And the characters I really like. Mm-hmm. One thing I say I didn't like is I wish there was more.
Actually, I agree. I wish there was more.
I wish it would go on, man. Honestly, but when the credits rolled, I was kind of disappointed. Like, oh, I want there to be more, though.
Yeah.
I'd have to say I was really surprised with the budget they had for this film, because this was almost one of Mel Brooks' most expensive films he ever made at the time.
Right on.
And he got a lot of the effects from George Lucas of all people. His company helped to make a lot of the effects with the spaceships, the effects, the costumes, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and if you, interesting fact, at the diner scene, if you look really closely in the parking lot somewhere, you can actually see the Millennium Falcon in the parking lot, actually.
Right on.
I'm not even joking. Like, the Millennium Falcon is right there. And I'm thinking, is this theoretically canon? Just wondering.
Could be.
A guy can dream, right?
So what would you rate it?
Oh, where to start with this? This film is like what I consider the perfect Mel Brooks comedy, pretty much. Not only is it a perfect parody of all the sci-fi films at the time, but it seems to sum up everything that we love about Mel Brooks on a whole. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, same here. 10 out of 10.
Exactly.
Well, then, like, Spaceballs is, like, a comedic masterpiece. Like, I would put it up there with his other film, like Blazing Saddles, and...
yeah, but with Blazing Saddles, it seems to
Guys,
be...
let's take a break.
Oh, really?
No, wait, what? We're taking a break?
Hey,
what?
You can't be breaking the fourth wall like that, man.
No,
Come on.
No, what are you doing?
Come on, dude.
What are you doing?
Come on.
No,
No,
I'm right here.
no, come on. No.
Don't.
Just don't. No. Hey.
Come on. What
What are you doing here?
What the hell? What
do you
is
mean?
that?
Well, if I had to say, it seems like we're seen to doing a homage sort of thing right now.
Oh, what? A homage of what?
Well, what does it seem like a homage of, honestly?
Well, I don't know. Like, are we?
Well, we're here.
We're here. Like,
We have to review our own movie review, just so we can get it, kind of thing.
what? That doesn't make sense.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's a comedy. That's
Well-
kind of the thing, man. I'm sorry. That's our thing. Oh,
What?
it's back on us.
Oh,
Think of something. Think of something. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Honestly.
Did you?
Well, we gotta make sure they like it, right?
Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Oh boy. Sorry, folks. This kind of caught us off guard. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to fix this sort of situation here. But for the meantime, I hope you like us, subscribe like a magazine. I don't know.
Yeah. If we go missing, I just want to let you know, Melissa, if you're watching this, I love you.
Yeah, but don't say this when you're holding me tenderly from behind. Oh man. Okay. All right. So, see you there, guys. And like we say, may the Schwartz be with you.
Yes, may the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with us.
I don't know where I'm looking at. Should I be looking over there or there? Like, this is...
What the hell are you doing again, man? Don't you know that's going to implode us?
Come on.